Welcome to Video Lecture 3, the final video lecture for this week. This week we have focused on two primary topics, the school-to-prison pipeline and diversion. In introducing these topics, I have also hoped to stimulate your thought about which cases require formal court intervention and which do not. Such decisions are, of course, very important decisions that are made about youths and can affect not only the youths in question, but their significant others and the communities in which we live. The evidence is clear that over time, when discretion is exercised, it is to refer youths to court. But is this the best choice? Does referral to court benefit the youths who are referred, their families, and does it protect the community? Are there alternatives that might be used in lieu of a court referral, and are these alternatives effective? These are important questions that should be asked. Strong arguments can be made for diverting youths from the juvenile court when possible. These arguments can be found in the previous lecture. However, when considering the development of diversion programs, there are some potential problems that should be noted. Consequently, we will close out this week by examining the potential problems that should be considered when contemplating the value of diversion programs. One potential problem with diversion programs is net widening. Net widening refers to the practice of intervening with youth who would have been left alone if not for the diversion program. As you will recall, one of the reasons given for diversion is to keep youth out of the system. However, some research suggests that diversion programs may increase the number of youth under social control by as much as 50%. In other words, diversion can increase the number of juvenile justice clients. So how might this happen? Imagine a situation in a jurisdiction where youth who are arrested for minor shoplifting charges are sent a letter explaining the harms associated with shoplifting and the potential consequences for those convicted of shoplifting, including a warning that prosecution may occur if there is another offense. Now imagine a situation where a required diversion program is created for these youths whose cases would have been dismissed before the program was created. Now imagine that some of these youths who are arrested for minor shoplifting incidents and are now required to attend a program fail to show up and appear to be less than receptive to the intervention. If, in these instances, program policy leads to a referral to court, then youth who would not have gone to court in the past are now referred to court. Another potential problem that needs to be addressed is the extent to which diversion programs lead to labeling and stigmatization. Traditionally, one argument for diversion is that it is less stigmatizing. However, research suggests that involvement in a diversionary program at the non-formal level can be as stigmatizing as involvement in formal court programs. A third potential problem with diversion is the cost. As the cost of institutional placements as well as other formal responses to juveniles has grown, diversion has been seen by many as a cost-effective alternative to formal processing. Research in this area, though, indicates that while some diversion programs are relatively inexpensive compared to many formal programs, other diversion programs are actually more costly. Just because a program is a diversion program does not mean that there is no cost. Like other programs, diversion programs require staff and support, which costs money. This means that some resources which might be devoted to other needs have to be allocated to diversion. Also, because diversion programs are add-on programs, in addition to what already exists, whatever their costs will have to be added to existing expenditures. Moreover, if net widening occurs, even though per-client cost of diversion may be lower than the per-client cost of a formal program, the increased volume of cases can mean more expense. A fourth potential problem is the coercive nature of many diversion programs. In recommending diversion, the 1967 President's Commission, which played a major role in supporting the development of diversion programs in the late 1960s, called for voluntary diversion programs. In many instances, however, potential clients are given few real choices. For example, suppose as an intake officer, I give you a choice: participate in diversion or see the judge. Which choice would you make? This is not a problem in every program, but coercion is used and is a concern, particularly when the benefits of diversion are not always clear. A fifth and final problem, and one relating to the last one, is this. Do diversion programs deny youth due process? Diversion may be coercive and may consist of rather intrusive interventions. This creates problems at any stage of the juvenile justice process, but it is particularly problematic at the non-formal level where youth have not been proven guilty of an offense. Recognizing these problems does not mean that diversion is bad. It simply means that before diversion programs are developed and implemented, and in cases where we are reviewing existing programs, efforts should be made to address each of these problems. Also, diversion programs, like all programs, should be carefully evaluated after they are implemented to ensure that they are really accomplishing what they are intended to accomplish. Should all youth be diverted? Of course not. Some youth should be dealt with on the formal side of the juvenile court. However, many youths who are presently involved in juvenile justice could be diverted, and many may benefit from true diversion. What are your thoughts about diversion?